All right, another painting stream. Woohoo! Where to start? Where to start? Good question. I guess I can keep working on the shield. I'm still not 100% sure what I want to do with the hair. It's looking all right, but not great. So still have to think on how I'm going to highlight it properly. The rest of the horse looks really good though. Except I might redo the skull so that it's closer to the same colors as this one. If I can remember what colors I used. Mostly for the wash, but I can probably figure that out. The flesh turned out pretty okay. I have to fix some of the wood, but I can do that after. Maybe what we do today is we work more on the front, so I can do the flesh that's on the front and then maybe start working on the vines and these branches that are coming out and whatever the hell this is. And then maybe get some more of the details done, because there's a bunch of details that I'm going to be painting in brass and probably iron. So these spikes here will likely be like an iron kind of color. These details around the knocker here around the skull, I was thinking of doing them in like a brass, and these hinges will have to be done in like an iron or something, and these weird square things will probably be brass. So yeah, maybe that's what we work on today. And then finishing the deep recesses, which I'll probably do at the same time I do the wood, because I think they're going to be more of a wood color than anything else. So yeah, I'm pretty okay with how this flesh turned out. This light is incredibly bright, so it's kind of washing everything out, but you sort of get the idea. I have a new phone on the way. It's friggin' expensive, but I needed to upgrade my phone anyway, because I'm like 5 generations behind on my phone, and the battery barely lasts a day if I'm lucky. Usually lasts a few hours before I have to charge it. So I have a new phone on the way. Should be here in a couple of days, hopefully. And it has a much better camera setup than the one I have now. So I'm gonna use it to take better pictures of my stuff to put up on my Instagram feed and on my website. So, because I've been wanting to do that for a bit. So let's get painting. So we will start by shaking the paints that I used. Trying to remember the exact paints that I used, because I think I used these two and just mixed them. Yeah, whatever. We'll see how close we can get to it. Ow. Shouldn't use that arm because the shoulder's goofy. Oh, geez, my palette cam is kind of not ideal. Yeah, yesterday, while I was out, my daughter decided she wanted to clean my office. So that's what she did yesterday and moved a bunch of stuff around, so things are a little bit out of place, which is fine. Ow, 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 ow. I should put some mixing things in here. Let's do that now, because I keep telling myself I have to do that and I never end up doing that. There, I have a few left. These can go here. I have lots of magnets of different sizes that I don't use on any of my models. All right, let's try to do this cleanly if we can. I can't get a grip on it. Let's be careful. All right. Put you here for now. Let's throw a couple in. There. Should help it mix a little bit better. Do the same thing for this one. Come on. Fingers crossed I don't dump this all over my desk. There we go. Just want to boop, boop. And then put this back on. Did I push this all the way down? I don't think I did. Oh yeah, I did. Okay. And let's do the same thing for the ink. Ink down there. There. Eventually, I'll have mixing balls in all of my paints. Most of them have it. There. Oh, yeah, the light might change because the blinds are open. Give me a second. Let me fix that. there. Block out some of the sunlight. Come on. There we go. There. Now I have more control over the light in here. Let's use vortex mixer. Come on. It's kind of in an awkward spot. I should probably put it somewhere else. Doesn't feel like the mixing balls are actually... Maybe the paint thickened up. Should be good for now. Use the ink later. Yeah, I'm really not sure. I might have used the pale flesh to lighten it, but even if it's not 100% exactly a match, then it's fine. Should have probably wrote it down. Thought I'd remember, but obviously I did not. Okay. So let's grab a brush that I can use to base coat all this flesh, and let's zoom in a little bit. Okay. Reconnect. Come on. Okay, I lost my connection to the camera. What the heck? Let's try this again. Come on, you can do it. Okay, well, if not, we'll do it the old-fashioned way. Zoom. Maybe not that close. Oh, maybe I can. Yeah, let's zoom all the way in. We're working on small stuff. Okay. Grab a brush. Why is there still... Where is that coming from? Ah, right there. Come on. There we go. Had a stripe of light on the palette coming from the window, because I have two windows right that way. Well, one over there and one like over there. I've been thinking of rearranging the office again, because we're kind of in the middle of rearranging the basement and the spare bedroom upstairs. I was thinking of moving all my 3D printers that are like right there down to the basement to open up this space a little bit, but I'm not sure yet. Mostly because there's not a lot of like power plugs down there, so I'd have to I'd like to run another couple of power circuits in my basement to the unfinished section, because then I can have my home lab plugged into a separate circuit than anything else. But that costs money, which is in short supply right now, especially since school's starting next week, September 1st. So we had to do a bunch of, whoops, I did not mean to go that far. We had to do a bunch of school shopping for the daughter. She needed new clothes, and she wants a new backpack and a new lunchbox, and you know, all this stuff. And then Jenny wanted a couple of things for clothes, and then I need to refresh my wardrobe of work clothes a little bit. So I got a few things, but ended up costing a lot of money this weekend. And I got an upgrade to my phone because tariffs are going to hit soon, and cell phones are one of the things that are going to get hit by the tariffs. So I figured if I'm going to upgrade, I might as well upgrade now before prices go up by like 50%. So spent a lot of money, but the phone should last me, well, if the phone I have now is any indication, it's gonna last me at least 5 generations. So phone generations, so it'll last me at least 5 or 6 years. Unless I get a job that pays more than what I was getting paid before, and I can afford to upgrade my phone every year, which not likely. Where are my other tweezers? Oh my gosh. I'm so disorganized today. Well, disorganized most days. But I don't know where anything is anymore. Oh, they're right here. What are they doing there? Okay. Sorry, I just noticed that there were a few supports that I missed, so. There. That's better. Back to the painting. So we're just going in with the base coat right now, because I know for sure. Ah, crap. More supports. There. because I know what color I used for the base coat. I'm just not sure what colors I used when I mixed for the highlights and stuff, so gonna have to be real careful around the bone. That's part of the reason why I wanted to do the back first, because I didn't have to be as careful as I have to be right now. And I also changed some things in Spotify, so hopefully the music stays within the playlist and doesn't go outside of that. Because I'd rather not have to deal with copyright strikes. I didn't get any from the last time. So usually what Twitch will do if it notices a song that could be copyrighted, it'll mute that portion of the VOD, but it doesn't look like it did that from the last one, so I think I'm good, but who knows. But hopefully in the future things stay within the copyright-free playlist, so I don't have to worry about it. What the? Where did that come from? There. Yeah, so finish all these fleshy bits and then we can work on the vines and the branches and touch up the wood. And there's a lot more texture. There's a lot less like flat. On this side there's a lot of flat on it. On this side it's a lot more textured. So I think it'll be easier when it comes to the highlighting portion of our show. Just have to try to match the colors. would help if I kept this in frame, wouldn't it? Oh, almost dropped it there. Still debating whether I should fix the crack. Because it's only really at the back here. But I might. Get a nice even coat of the base coat, and then we can start all the other stuff that we did last time. Although maybe I should skip the ink. I think I might skip the ink, and I might actually use some of the Athena skin. Just as like the second layer, use the Athena skin mixed with the base coat, and then highlight up from there, and then use the pale skin as light to lighten it for the final highlights. Because that's kind of what it looks like, what I did here. I mean, I could just go and watch the VOD when I painted this, but nah, I ain't got time for that. Let's put some mixing balls in here. Oh, I threw them over here. Okay. Should probably get another bag of these, because they've been super handy. Ooh, too many. I only need 2. Where are you going? No. There, so you can see what I'm actually doing. Yeah. 1, 2. Put it back in. Didn't spray everywhere. There. Should help it mix. Just put some down so it's there when I need it. Do a second coat of the base. Make sure it's smooth. Now, I'm not sure what color to do these spikes. Don't know if I should make them look like wood or bone or what. Probably do in here too. Pretty good, pretty good. But yeah, let's do in here too. The cross beams are going to be brass, but at least there'll be some color in the middle, not just a dark brown. Oh. So tomorrow there likely won't be a stream. I have some stuff I need to catch up on, so it'll likely take me most of the day to catch up on stuff, so I'm trying to finish this online course that I've been working on, and I only have a certain amount of time to do it, so I'm a little bit behind on it because I haven't been able to work on it for the last few days. So I'm gonna take tomorrow to catch up on it. And Friday, I think I'm going to do, I should probably get back to Satisfactory, so I might do that. If not, if it's not Satisfactory on Friday, it'll likely be Human Host, because I've really been enjoying that. And end of September, September 29th, there's going to be a remastered version of The Witcher 3, which is going to be free for people who actually own the original base game, which I happen to own, and I've never finished it. So maybe September, October, I'll start streaming that. I don't know if the free remaster will include adding the DLCs, because I have the base game. I never got the DLCs because I never actually finished the base game. So worst case, I can get the complete edition. Looks like it's on sale right now, so it's like the game with all the DLCs and all that stuff. So maybe, but I'll have to look into it a little bit more. Because if it comes with the DLCs for free, that would be very, very nice. Okay, I think that's good. So let's try to do some sort of color match here. So I want it a little bit brighter, but I don't want it too much brighter. Yeah, I think this will work. Let's grab a slightly more precise brush. Make sure it flows right. Okay. I do believe we're good. Sketch out some of the highlights. Probably going to cover most of what's already here, but that's okay. See how well we can refine it on subsequent highlight passes. I think if this turns out significantly better than the backside, I might consider redoing the backside of it, but we'll have to see how this one turns out. I don't particularly want to redo it, but so yeah, I've been doing this online course for automation and Python programming. It's been pretty interesting. Mostly something to pad out my resume a little bit more. Not that my resume isn't good, just, you know, a little bit extra never hurts. And it's also something that I can use in my home lab too. So I can automate a bunch of stuff like updates and stuff like that, so I don't necessarily have to do it myself by hand all the time. But other stuff too, like I could write a bunch of Python scripts and stuff to if I want to back up some files off of my desktop, I can have like a Python script that goes through certain folders and checks the sizes of things and when I last used them and move stuff as needed. But I'm not there yet. I'm still at the Python basics portion of the course. It's like a 6-course program, and I'm almost finished the first one. So tomorrow I'm going to probably spend most of the day and finish the first course and see how far I can get in the second course, and then just figure things out from there, because I need to put in the time for it because I have a limited amount of time that I have access to it. So it's like 3 months. And the calculations on the site say that it takes 6 months to finish the whole program, assuming you're doing 10 hours a day. Or not 10 hours a day, sorry, 10 hours a week, which is like 2 hours every day. And I've had a few days that I didn't work on the course because I ended up working on other stuff, or we were out shopping, or, you know, life. So I'm gonna need to buckle down, get stuff done. So if I do it all day tomorrow, I can probably get a good 8 hours in. And then maybe a couple of hours on Friday, or an extra couple of hours on Friday, and then some time over the weekend just to get a little bit ahead. Because I would like to finish this soon, or finish the course soon, so I can start implementing my learnings into my home lab. It'll probably help me with some of the things I'm working on with the automation flows and like AI stuff that I've been trying to implement on the server, mostly to help me troubleshoot and just keep things in working order, especially now that I fixed the issue where it would just randomly shut down for no apparent reason. Turns out it was my power supply. It was either not powerful enough for the server in its current state, or something else is going on with it. I kept it. I didn't throw it away, so I'll probably test it just to see if there's anything going on with it, and if not, I might use it in one of my desktops. But yeah, I slapped a 1,000-watt power supply in it and ran a container on it that was shutting it down, and it's been running for like 3 days straight. So hasn't shut down. And that particular container, what it does is it scans through my TV shows and movies, and it retranscodes them so they take up less space on the server. And so far it's freed up about 1 terabyte worth of space, which is good because I was down to my last 150 gigs out of like 40 usable terabytes. So that's good. And it wasn't that expensive. The power supply was only, how much was it? Power supply was only like a couple $100, so it wasn't too bad. Hey, welcome to the stream. Yes, you do need to build a server with way more space. I actually need to buy another hard drive. That's too bright. I think that's better. Yeah, I need to get another 20 terabyte to throw in there. Replace one of the 4 terabytes that I have sitting there. Yeah, I'll let you know. I'm not looking right now because, you know, I just spent almost $3,000 in the last couple of days, or in the last week and a half or so. So I'm gonna put the brakes on spending for a little bit. I did have my job interview on Monday, which I think it went okay. I don't know. We'll find out, I guess. The only thing was, like, the questions weren't really about getting to know me, as it were. They were more like specific technical questions, which I never do well with in interviews. I hate going through that type of stuff because it just feels like it's an exam. And like, I clearly have the experience. I've been doing this shit for 25, 26 years now, so it's like, do you really need to know, or like, do you really need to ask me the basic stuff, like how do you change a password, and what would you do if you needed to change, or if somebody's account kept getting locked out? But I don't know. We'll see what happens. I should find out hopefully soon. And if not, I have applications out to other companies too, so it's not like it's a huge deal. Yeah, prices are still pretty high. Man, the last time I got a 20 terabyte, it cost me like 500 and something. Hopefully prices go down soonish. That's a little bit loud and it's annoying. There. It's kind of an intense jump that I just did here. I think it'll turn out okay in the end, but I don't know, it just feels like it's a little bit too intense. So let's see if we can sort of equalize this a little bit. Maybe I'll wait. I'll do the rest and then we'll see if we need to do some glazing or something. So I don't want huge jumps in brightness between the layers. But maybe we just wait and see what it looks like when everything's done. Maybe it'll turn out to look okay. So I don't think the shield's going to be the main focus point of the piece, but it is a pretty major part of it. So I do kind of want it to still look good. There. As long as I don't paint over the bone, I think I'll be okay. Whoops. That's okay. We're touching up the wood at the end anyway, so if I get a little bit on it, it doesn't matter too much. Let's see if we can get rid of some of these super bright transitions here. So little of it compared to the back side of it. Just want to make sure I have enough on the brush. Actually, this is in the wrong spot. It's looking a little bit better. Not quite the same as back here. But I'll do another layer of an even brighter highlight, see how that comes out. So maybe just grab a little bit of this. just do the highest spots and see how it turns out. Maybe it will need a wash, just not the orange wash. This wash. Even though it says skin, it's like super orange. Maybe I'll see if I have a different skin tone or skin wash that I can use. Yeah, I definitely should have written down what I did last time, because this is not turning out the same. Not that it's a bad thing, but it doesn't look... Well, it looks like a darker skin, I guess, than what I'm actually looking for, but maybe we can fix it. Okay, let's see if we can find a better flesh wash. I have this one. Let's see what it looks like. haven't used it in a while, so it probably needs a huge amount of shaking. And, oh great, where did I put that? Oh, there it is. Make sure it's clear. Okay, what does it look like? I don't know if you can see it on camera, but I think this might work. It's more of like a reddish brown than a super bright orange. I just need to find some medium to thin it out a little bit. Because it's a little bit on the thick side. Probably because I don't actually use it very often, so it's been sitting for a while. And I don't want it super thick that it just overwhelms everything. Add a wee bit of water. Just because I want it to flow also. It's going to be a little bit glossy, which is fine. I can fix that after. But let's see how this turns out. Trying to be careful around the bone here. And I don't want to put too much on right now. If I need to, I can put a second coat if I think it needs more, but and I am going to have to go back over it and re-highlight it again. Probably. But yeah, this is a much better flesh wash than the skin one. Yeah, it's hard to tell because it's like pretty glossy right now. We'll give that a little bit of time to dry. Put you over here so I don't spill it all over the place. Maybe I rework the skull a little bit. So Yeah, I have the strong tone, which is good. And we have the ivory and the dark umber. And I'll probably have to highlight like in here and a little bit around here. I'm going to be redoing these bones a bit anyway. But yeah, because compared to this skull is way, way too bright. It's grabbing the attention, which is kind of what you want, but I don't want it to be such a stark white. So we're basically starting over on that skull. Hopefully I can get it to a good point. Man, this one. Yeah, pale yellow is like super thick. And I have to finish printing some of the parts for my whole organization system. I need to do some more drawers and shelves and some more boxes to finish it up. It's almost done. And then I need to figure out what I'm going to do to dress it up. It's looking kind of plain right now, which isn't bad, but I'd like it to look pretty cool once it's done. All right, so let's mix up our base bone color and not drop my brushes all over the friggin' place. So let's put some paint down. It's going to be mostly ivory. A little bit of the umber. Kind of want to not spread it out too much so it doesn't start drying on me. Okay. I think that's an okay base color for bone. And I am going to thin it out a bit, not too much. But I do want to thin it out a little bit. Just so that it doesn't start covering details. Whoop. Let's see see how this works. Feels like I have too much paint. Let's just do full coverage, then we'll wash with some strong tone or something, and then we'll highlight. So not only are we reworking, we're restarting it from scratch. It's not quite as dark of a base as the other skull. I think the other skull, the base was a little bit darker. But that's fine. Again, I should have probably written down how I did it, but ain't nobody got time for that. Gonna have to do a few coats, I think, but shouldn't be too bad. You can't see what's going on, can you? Trying to get good coverage on the inside, which is difficult. Horn might be a little bit tricky. Try not to mess up the flowers if I can. Okay, let's do another coat. Oh. Gonna have to touch up that little wisp of hair later. Just trying to get a smooth base color here. Might end up doing a third layer. Mostly because I might have thinned down the paint a little bit too much. Okay, let that dry. Yep. Let's do the horn. And then we'll do another coat on the rest of the skull. Not totally dry yet. Just touch up a few spots that I missed. Okay, the side looks to be pretty much dry. There. It's pretty okay base coat. Let's just do one last layer on the horn, and I think we'll be in a good spot. All right. Should probably base coat the bones, the ribs, while I'm here. Just have to be very, very careful. I shouldn't have to do 3 layers on the rib bones. Do some cleaning up here too while I'm at it. Gonna have to mix up some more. That's much better. Okay, so let's do the faces. Okay, now let's try to do this edge. Okay, pretty good. Let's do this side. Crap. Oh well. Fix it later. Okay, let's try to clean up the other edge. There's a gaming convention happening this weekend that I'm probably going to go to. I'm going to try not to spend a whole bunch of money on more miniatures, but we'll see how things go. Like there isn't really anything that I particularly need or really want right now, but you know, I'm gonna be at a convention. I'm gonna feel like I need to buy something. So we'll see. I might have some more Warhammers when I come back. What was I looking for? Strong tone. That's what I want. Gonna have to pick up some more of this at some point. Don't know if that's gonna be enough, but we'll see. I have to make sure that this medium is very well shaken, not stirred. Okay. Maybe a little bit of water. Ooh. You can't even see what I'm doing, but that's okay. So I'm mixing up a different wash this time. This is dark tone, a little bit darker than the other one. And it has a little bit of a greenish tint to it. I might have thinned it down a little bit too much, but we'll see. I don't know, it should be relatively okay. So this is going to slightly tint the surface, mostly because the paint it's going on is matte. But the important thing is that it's going to go into the crevices, which is what we want. And it'll make it easier to highlight because I'll be able to see where all the crevices are. Just want to make sure it doesn't pull too much in some spots, but there. So it's going to take it a while to dry, which is fine because we can go back to working on the shield. Eventually we're going to be done with this horse, and then I can work on Persephone herself. It's too much. It's taking time because the horse has quite a bit of detail. So does Persephone, but it's mostly like armor. And the horse is big. The horse is much bigger than Persephone is. The Persephone model isn't actually that big. There. Oh crap, I just stuck my fingers in it. Didn't do much. Okay, good. Okay, we will let those dry. And let's see if we can bring the highlights back on this. Probably hard to tell what's going on just because the wash is a little bit glossy, but I'm basically just bringing the pinkish color back out and trying to leave the wash mostly in the deeper recesses. Oops. Move you out of the way. I need to practice painting skin. Maybe when I'm finished with Persephony, I can work on this one. There's more skin on this one. I think it'll be good practice, one for doing armor and two for doing skin. Okay. Now we go a wee bit lighter. And we don't cover quite as much. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to redo the back so that they match better. Because right now the skin on this side is going to turn out to be a lot darker than the skin on this side. But the skin on this side has way more detail. There's way more texture to it. So we'll do a few more highlight passes and see how things look. Because I'm not doing really huge jumps in color. I know it's a little bit harder to tell because the shininess is throwing it off a little bit. The shininess from the wash. But I'm trying not to get these huge jumps in brightness. Sort of like in here, they're not like huge jumps in brightness on this side, but they're a little bit more stark when you're looking at it in person than on the camera. But I might do a couple of passes and end up doing just straight from this color as like the final highlight. But I don't want to do a jump from like the relatively dark color that I have now straight up to the pinkish skin color, because that'll just look weird. Kind of want a little bit of a progression between the colors from one color to the next. And we're adjusting as we go too, so there. Okay. Let's grab a bit of you. Come on. It's too harsh. Let's try to pull some of this down. Seems about right. Yeah. Each pass we're trying to do less and less coverage. So each pass is a little bit faster than the last one. So many little details to hit. Okay. Another pass, making it even brighter. This feels like it might be too much again. Okay, should be okay as long as I'm careful with it. Okay, I think one more highlight of almost pure this stuff. I said almost pure. Needs a little bit more brown in it. Okay. This will be the last highlight that I do. And it should be fairly quick. think that turned out pretty good. It's looking a little bit darker on camera. Plus, the shininess is throwing it off a little bit, but that's fine. Now, let's look at the skull here. Let's see if we can get the skull finished before I decide to call it. So, let's grab some ivory. Gonna need a good amount of it. A little bit of the brown. Basically want to use this to reestablish the base color. And just keep the wash in the recesses as much as I can. To readjust my sitting position here. Okay, let's go do the other side before I start futzing around with that side. Yeah, I might have to sit on it. It's looking better. It's going to need a little bit more highlighting. Let's see if we can get these teeth. Let's leave it for now. It's looking good. Not great, but good. But I don't want to mess around too much with it right now, because I might mess it up. But the skin turned out pretty good on this side, so I might redo this side, but who knows? Maybe it's supposed to look lighter because there's more of the flat skin, but or maybe I just do more of the details and see how they turn out. But I am going to call it a night for tonight because I need to eat. That's kind of important. So thank you for hanging out and watching me paint, and I will see you next time, which will probably be Friday, not tomorrow. Anyway, have a good rest of your night, and I'll see you later.